Guys, it's Coach Keisha speaking, giving you love, hugs, and realness. Just touching base with you guys this week to know how's everybody doing. A lot of us around the country have been protesting, have been getting our voices heard and being seen, talking about the recent activities that has been going on. And my question to you is, how are these conversations happening in the workplace? How are they happening in your neighborhoods with your neighbors and some of your friends, spouses, counterparts? How are they really happening? What's being conveyed in your message? What are you talking about? Recently, I had a conversation with a friend of mine. She's been a friend of mine and an old colleague of mine from years ago. And we were talking about what's needed, the conversations that have to happen, because right now, tough conversations are happening. We're having to address things that were swept under the rug or really not talked about. But I think for a lot of us as African Americans, we are looking for equality in the workplace. We're looking for inclusion. We're looking for some level of representation. And I don't mean that in middle management, because a lot of us are in middle management. And a lot of us that are in lower management or working are also people of color. What I mean are the decision makers, the people who come up with the new laws, the new rules, the new practices in place. How are those conversations going, and are there enough people of color and representation in those high spaces? That's a conversation that should be on the table. Also, culture training within the police department. We see a lot of jobs and companies when they're implementing new business, they have culture training. How do these people operate? How do these people expect to be treated? What's considered normal or abnormal for this group of people in order for us to be able to engage and do business? And I think that that would be a good suggestion to do in regards to the police force and how they deal with African American people or any people of color. It is imperative to get to know people and how they operate, because again, a lot of what's misunderstood is not knowing what may be culturally normal for us, which may be abnormal for the next race. I think that that's not only good for other people understanding African Americans, but for African Americans and other people of color to understand other races as well. Because when we talk about biases, our biases are based on what we perceive, what we think we know, what we've had previous encounters with, and we generalize it to make it all the same. So once we come up with a certain level of culture training, even in the workplace, it proves to be something that's needed, something that can be helpful, something that can bring forth change, in the workplace. So I just wanted to know your thoughts on that and tell me what you think about it. Leave your comments below. Have a good one, guys.